Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw a female. Now some of you guys are better at drawing certain things than others, right? Well, I have been requested to make a video on how to draw females by my bestie Beth. And she knows how to draw guys, okay? The only guy that I think I've ever drawn in this sketchbook is this guy. But I can do girls in many different poses. That was a dead sketch I needed to do for my brother. I can do demons. That's the mess up. That's just the mess up. I can do that. I can do baby girls. And towards the end of the paper girls and whatever that is. But at one point or another in this video or in my drawings, I have used a reference. Different references, not just pick a copy and just like use the whole thing, but pick like 3 or 4 different references you like. Pick something for the eyes, pick something for your nose. If you really want to go with lips, pick something for your lips, and hair. Definitely want to go with those facial features in the hair because that's what's going to stand out the most in your female drawings. Clothes are okay if you're going to do full body, but if you're going to do from like the chest up, make sure you draw in the collarbones if you're going that far down. Be creative with the hair, be wacky with it. Definitely focus on the eyes, the nose, and the mouth positionings, because if you mess those up, it's gonna look crazy. So for previous, before this, and a little bit faster of a note, I have drawn a rough sketch of what I want to do to show you guys. I don't know if you can see it. Now this was a reference that I took, one for the eyes, one for the nose positioning, a basic reference for the lips, maybe I'll fill those in or just give her a basic mouth, eyebrows if you want to add those, like the girls with heavy makeup on, and just for this lesson, basic hair. Okay, nothing too out of whack, pretty simple. Let's go. Okay, so when you're drawing a female, I think the best place to start is mapping out. What I did was I took my pencil and I just laid it down in the middle of the paper. Now sometimes you want to make the chest or the collarbone area around towards the end of the pencil, the neck towards the 1/4, maybe her nose towards half, and eyes 3/4 of the way up, and at the very top is where you're going to probably start the hairline, is what I've done. And so the whole from her hairline to her chest is just one whole pencil. Okay. Should have put measurements on here for you guys. Oh boy. Now, when you're drawing girls, the best way to start is with the face. Now, some people do that circle thing. Here, let me just pull right out this paper. Some people, I don't know why, but they can like sketch out a circle and then they start adding a face more or less down here, and then like they come down, map out their eye area, and then start mapping out where the hair's gonna be. I don't. I actually start with the nose and work out. So, but for this one, what I think you should start with is like just a basic oval, if you can kind of see the face outline here. Don't worry about adding the ears or anything quite yet. Just start with a basic oval. Now you can make your necks pointed if you want. but you don't have to. Okay, that's our basic oval to start with. Now, from here, you can do quite a few different things. You can start from the neck out, you can start from the hair down, you can work on your face and work up, or face or down, or wherever you want to start. It's easiest to draw when you have basic shapes, so circles, ovals, lines, some curved lines. And if you're going to do like super curly hair, I don't usually, if you're going to draw super curly hair, don't just curl squiggles, just kind of like draw the hair up, come in, come right back out. So what I'm trying to say is, if this is your starting line, don't just go like this. That's not going to do it. If you're going to do a curl, start kind of like that, come out, kind of go in and make different curls, different sizes, different, this is a thin curl, make them thicker if you want. But I'm not doing curly hair for her. I'm just going to do basic. So I'm going to start with her nose next. Now, when you're doing a nose, you can make it sharp anime, or you can kind of make it like a normal rounded nose and add like the nostril over here. And this is just a rough sketch, so don't worry about erasing if it doesn't look right, because after you fully sketch it out, this is where you're going to go in and you're going to make the slightest details. With the eyes, usually I put like a guiding line down here, and I make them, I don't know what size of an like half a centimeter above the line. And then some people do weird eyes, like you can make them boxes and oval them out, or you can straight oval it, cut some pieces out, make straight circles if you're doing some crazy out of whack thing. But usually you do like a top oval and a bottom oval shape, but you don't connect them. This is what we call the almond eyes, and it's pretty easy, I think, but some people don't have, like, it's not in their style at all. So, but I do the top line up here, and then I would be going down as if I was going into an oval, but I don't usually connect them. And so that's the start of your eyes. Now you want to try and level them up as best as you can. So let's just add a pupil to start with. If the pupil's at the top of the nose here, well, the pupil's got to be top of the nose there too. So you're trying to make this a symmetrical face. And if the line starts here and curves up, you're going to go straight across, start the line, and curl up there. And so you kind of use the nose as your guiding line, basically. Don't be afraid to have some forehead up here, because every human does. And from the eyes, if they're really close to the edge, connect them, because this is where the pupils and the irises are going to be. But if they're towards the middle of the face, you want to kind of make it look like she's staring out at people, okay? So over here, I wouldn't connect them because it would just make it look a little bit crooked. I go to the lips next. Sometimes you can start out with the lip shape, make like an eye shape, kind of like that, make the bottom a little bit fuller, and then kind of do those bow lips in there. I don't, because as you just saw, they are not good at all. So what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to kind of make a curvy line. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take your pencil and you're going to go over and down and up. Up and down and up. So it basically be up and down and up. You see how that kind of makes the bottom lip shape? Now if I were to add this down here-ish, it kind of makes it look like a lip. And if I were to add the top, oh well, you know what the top looks. I'm not very good at just drawing random squiggle lines. Sorry. But the up, down, up, kind of make it like two mountains. Think of it like that. Two hills. Now from here, most people take it out and they start going in like that. And like I said, this is just a sketch, so don't worry about if it looks good or not. That would kind of be her lips. Now, some people just go, oh, well, I don't want to give her eyebrows, so just straight lines across. Kind of try to give her some eyebrows, because that's what makes the face interesting on women, is usually the makeup eyebrows. And so I'm going to start with lines right about there, and I'm going to have the eyebrow fading into the head over here. And then I'm just going to give her a high arch and kind of keep that arch continuing over here. Okay. And again, I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Keep those high arches and just kind of let it stop towards the face, okay? So there's a rough sketch of a face. And from here, the best thing I can say when you're doing like her neck down, don't come like straight down, and don't come like all the way from your ear down. Kind of take it in the middle right about here and just kind of come and curve in. And over here, kind of try and curve in, but don't come over like out over here. It's just gonna make it look weird. This side, just kind of round off in the shoulders, and over here, round off into shoulders. Now, with the hair, I've seen some people flip their hair out wildly, or while they're drawing the hair, make little tufts flip out. I don't. What I do is kind of put a line right about here. And then I go and I find the length I want it. So I want it to kind of fade over her shoulder right about here. And then kind of go about halfway down that line and kind of come up a little bit. And just let that natural line flow down. And if you want it to curve just a little bit, add some natural curve into it. And then take from half, come out. And in the hair, you can add as many lines as you want to make it look as realistic as possible. So there is absolutely no reprimands with the face and the hair. Like, you can add as many lines as you want. Usually about into her hairline right about here is her ears. That is my dog in the background. I'm sorry. Rosie. And then this little area right here, it'll kind of, once you draw your lines out here, it'll kind of look like a dark area. So I'm just going to color that in. Okay? Cool. It's like a dark spot in her hair. Now I'm going to draw this side closer to the face, but not quite as close. So now we kind of have the rough image of a girl. Now, from here, we know that the natural shading of chins kind of follows the basic shading. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take from her neck corner. I'm just gonna lightly come down. I'm not gonna go all the way down because the closer you get towards here, the closer it gets to the chin. So you can start out a little bit further down here, but kind of stay closer to the face as you come out. So there's a little bit of shading there. Now we can erase the pupil lines because, hey, we don't need them anymore. Now, what I do is I usually draw a small little oval right here in both of the eyes. Kind of makes that shine, especially when you add the dark iris, or the pupil, my bad. And you can make the pupils as wide and childish as you want. And then with however big you make it, just color it in. Kind of makes an eye. And you're going to come over here and you're going to do the exact same thing. And voila, there's some eyes. Now, you can add flicks of makeup out, especially if you're trying to do like heavy eye flicking. I don't know what they call them, catwalks, whatever they are. You can erase the face line as well. You're no longer going to need it. And anything extra you think doesn't belong there, you can kind of start erasing. Like any faint lines you see that just don't go there anymore. And so this is a basic rough. Now, this is where you go in and you start filling in your details. Now with the eyebrows, don't just color them in really dark, okay? You kind of want that, the way eyebrows form effect. So you just kind of add lines into this. Just try and fill in as much as you possibly. Don't color it in, leave some white so it looks like eyebrows. But definitely kind of flick them out the way that eyebrows would grow on your face. General rule of thumb. And from here, this is where some shading can happen, if you want to, or if you just want to leave it like that, come back to it later. A really good shading tool that I have found, just normal household objects. And the best thing is a Q-tip, because with the cotton ends, it blends a lot easier. And so where your shaded areas are, if you want to go in, if you don't, that's fine. Kind of go in, just blend that shading in just a little bit. It's gonna look weird, but keep adding and taking details as you wish until it looks just how you want it. You don't have to give her lips or eyebrows or make the eyes super fancy. You could just make them super simple. If you search up Chibi drawings, that is CHIBI, and look at their eyes, nothing fancy, no lips, just kind of lines for mouths. But if you want to get fancy, go find realistic drawings. Whew, those are fun. And if you're looking to become a serious artist, I would recommend finding you something that fits your style. Like if you're a marker user, find some markers. If you're not,